Brandon, now that you're getting closer to that first exhibition game, have you figured out your pitching yet?
Someone's not happy with it. Yeah, we're going to start Tom Eshelman. He's going to pitch the first game, spring training. That'll be on Sunday.
Next, we'll go to Dan Connolly.
Hey, Brandon, obviously spring training is always important for, many of these younger guys, but is there one or two guys you look at and say that they could really open your eyes in this spring? They have the opportunity to really, kind of make a difference this spring for you?
Yeah, I think that we talked about this a lot, but I think spring training can, it's always a tough time to evaluate players, but you do the best you can. But yeah, I think I'm hoping that our guys play really well. We have tough decisions at the end. Right now, we're still in live batting practice, so it's hard to evaluate. But we have some pitchers throwing the ball really well that I'm excited about. Some bullpen guys have been throwing the ball well. Both Rule 5 guys threw the ball really well today. So I think there's going to be some tough decisions down the stretch, and that's what we're looking for.
Rich Dubroff, you can go ahead.
Hey, Brandon, we were talking to Cedric earlier today, and bunting and speed are a big part of his game, and they're not a big part of a lot of clubs' offensive tool set these days. And you also have in pitching, Cesar Valdez, and you're looking at Mickey Janis, guys who are not conventional hard throwers. In these analytic days, do you pride yourself on having a team that'll look at unconventional players who don't do supposedly the regular stuff?
Well, I do like well-rounded players, and I do like I like traditional baseball. I like guys that can strike people out and hit homers also, but I do like the guys that can bunt for a hit behind runners, pitchers that come in, throw strikes, be able to change speeds, put the ball on the ground, all the stuff that I feel like as part of winning baseball, a lot of really good clubs have a mixture of guys that can do certain things, and not everybody's a swing and miss or a homer approach, but guys that are able to move the baseball, put the ball in play with 2 strikes, be able to steal a bag, be able to go first to home on a double. I feel like that's still a part of our game, and that's the kind of baseball I like.
Stan Charles, go ahead.
Brandon, I know you're pretty good friends with Rich Renteria, and I'm wondering, we had a chance to talk to Yomer, if after the Orioles acquired him, whether you sort of sought his take on what Yomer brings to the table.
I've talked to Ricky about Yomer, yes, and it's one of his favorite players. So that says a lot coming from Rick, how much of respect I have for him and how long he's been in the game. Yeah, I think that I can see why. Yomer's high energy on the field. He's funny. He's going to make the routine play. He's always going to be engaged defensively. He's a great guy to be around, and he's fun. So I can see why Ricky said that about him.
John Mioli.
Brandon, how quickly do you anticipate getting live game looks against another team when it comes to Matt Harvey, Felix Hernandez, some of those guys that might require a longer look for you this spring?
What do you mean?
Training that they'd start pitching a game second? Do you have any kind of idea of what their schedule is going to be?
Yeah, I think you're going to see them fairly soon. We start on Sunday. I would expect to see them by sometime in the first week. They're both going to throw a live BP here coming up. But one of the next couple of days, both of them are going to throw a live batting practice, and I think we're going to evaluate from there. And if they're feeling good, or if they want another sim game or live BP following, then you'll see them in the games. But they're on track to have a full spring, and I would expect to see them in the game sometime in the first week of the spring training.
Next, we'll go to Steve Molesky.
Brandon, on a younger team, how important is mentorship? Yomer Sanchez told us today he's open for anything a young player would bring to him, Does that supplement what the coaches are doing? What does it mean to your team?
It does. You see Freddie Galvis talking to our players a lot too. Freddie Galvis, saw a stat today where I think he's played the fourth in games played at short since 2015. So he's got a lot of experience, and I've seen him talk to some of our younger players and younger infielders, which is huge. It's huge to have, from a coaching staff, have guys that are willing to help, be really good role models on the field. Have the player-to-player coaching sometimes is the best of any, because it can really hit home when one of your peers is giving you tips or just talking through situations. And I see both those guys in the middle doing that with some of our younger infielders, and that's extremely helpful.
Next, we'll go to Melanie Newman, followed by Jerry Coleman. Melanie, go ahead.
Brandon, now that we're about a year into this new COVID situation, how different is it? I mean, last year, we had the whispers and we watched the NBA and it kind of created some anxiety, but now it's like, okay, we've been doing this. Does that make it any easier just mentally and emotionally?
Well, I just think that we're a little bit used to it, because I thought last summer was a trial run for this spring training. It's pretty much the same protocols. We're staying apart. We're wearing masks on the field. The coaches, at least, we're wearing masks inside. We have to change our schedule, our daily schedule, to not have too many people at one time. We can't meet in the clubhouse. All the things that we were doing last summer is really carried over into this spring. So it's nothing new what we're doing right now, because we did do it before. That being said, it doesn't make it easy or that we enjoy it. We're looking forward to the day when it is back to normal. But yeah, we have, we had a trial run, like I said, last summer, so we're kind of used to it.
Jerry, go ahead.
Brandon, pardon if you were asked this already, but have you laid out a plan for inter-squad games amongst the players? I know you talked a lot about live BP and getting ready for Sunday. Anything ahead of that? We're going to start planning some stuff here the next couple of days. I kind of just wanted to get through the first wave of live BPs and kind of see how guys were feeling, see how our pitching stacked up. We started to script out the first handful of games pitching wise. We're knocking on wood. We're hopefully everybody's healthy going into the first week of spring training. And if that's the case, you're probably going to see some B games as well as some inter-squad stuff in the mornings.
Follow-up from John Mioli. John, go ahead.
Brandon, last year you got, a peak offensive season from Jose Iglesias, somebody who came up as a glove first guy, but got better offensively as he got big league experience. Talking to both Freddie Galvis and Yomer Sanchez, they both said that defense has been their priority their whole life coming up, getting signed, developing. Do you feel like those two guys could be in a similar position where as they have the experience in the big leagues that they had, they've kept the bats gotten to a point where that could be, something that more than complements the defense? Do you think that's a real phenomenon, that these guys can get better hitting as they focus on it more?
Yeah, I think that as guys get older and they're able to make some adjustments, maybe to figure some things out. I think Iggy did that last year. Iggy's talked about it in spring training, about how he was, really changed his approach, wanted to do certain things, and he carried that into the season. But defense was always a priority for him. That's the same with these two guys, and that if you watch them do their defensive work, then they make it important. And I know that they're working hard right now with our hitting guys on making some adjustments and want to have good offensive years. So yeah, I think anything's possible. I think the year that the 2 months that Iglesias had with us was incredible, and that he's one of the better hitters in the American League, and nobody expected that. So I think that there's an opportunity and room for these guys to get better offensively, and I know they're working on it.
Got time for one more question from Rich Dubroff. Rich, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Brandon, one of the names we haven't heard mentioned yet was Ashton Godot. Is he a possibility for starting a dark horse, or are you looking at him more as a bullpen depth?
No, we're going to stretch him out as a starter. We're going to take a long look at him. He threw 2 innings, an up-down live BP today, kind of a start of a progression to get him more innings and to lengthen him out a little bit. And so we're going to take a look at him as a starter. We like his arm. I like the size. He threw really well today. So he's going to be a part of getting bulk innings here in camp.